Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another awesome Bitcoin for Beginners live stream. All right. As you guys can already see, we're getting ready for class. I apologize for a little bit of a late start. Just been dealing with a lot of clients and busyness and a little bit of technical issues, but we're back. Now, today's topic, we're going to be talking about what is P2P, aka peer-to-peer. What is decentralization? Why are they important? And then, it seems like we also tied, in the poll that I took earlier, what is my favorite cryptos and why? So I'm going to leave that one for the end since, that's probably what you guys are more interested in anyway. So, just trying to keep it real. But anyways, you guys already know the deal. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to, put this 5-minute timer real quick. All right, we're going to have a little bit of background music for 1 second while we wait for everybody to shuffle into class. And in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of shameless plugging. You already know the deal. Might as well. So look, we're switching it up a little Ninja Gaiden music. No more Mega Man 2. But anyways, all right. So a little shameless plug time. All right. So I think we're going to leave the music for the other times in which we have a little bit more dead air, because again, I forgot that I'm also putting this on the podcast. But hey, let's just get to the shameless plug time. Okay, we have how many more minutes? We got 4 minutes and 20 seconds, pun intended. Anyways, okay, so guys, please don't forget to check me out at josearteaga.com. Okay, you can see just like Spaceballs, Jose Arteaga, the website, that's what I call it. But anyways, here you can find all my videos for both channels. You can also find all the links as to where you can find me, not just channels, but also BitChute, Library, Discord, and the brand new podcast. So please, if you guys are enjoying, all of my content, you enjoy my channel, then you guys should come check me out at the brand new podcast that I have going. Also, at the very bottom of all the videos I'm posting, right now going forward, I also have a brand new Amazon affiliate link. Okay, so if you love the show, if you really want to help support the show and you shop on Amazon all the time, then please feel free to use the affiliate link. Now, I got a few, if you guys are watching, you guys can see I got the links right here on the website. They're also in the bottom description of the video. But basically, you just click on that link and do your regular shopping as usual, and I get a kickback from Amazon for, just bringing you in, even though you were already in. So that's it's a really cool thing about, the whole Amazon link affiliation thing. Basically, it's a free way in which you guys can help support the show. And by the way, I want to give a shout out to all my patrons out there. I want to give a shout out to every one of the supporters out there. I want to give, including all of you guys. You guys are definitely all the supporters. You guys watching me right now and helping me help you guys, because basically, if it's not for your feedback, I wouldn't be doing the show right now, and a lot of the other stuff that I do. I basically, I gauge my, what I'm gonna do by your reactions, or what is it, or what your, what is it? What you guys are asked for. I'm here. Was it you ask, I bring. Okay. So we were talking about near zero marginal cost in yesterday's crypto live stream, and today in Bitcoin for Beginners class, we're going to be talking about what is peer-to-peer, what is decentralization, and why are they important, okay, for anyone else that's just shuffling in. Shout out to Silent Lamb, shout out to Dale, shout out to Pedro, shout out to Callie, shout out to Lambo. Made it to class. All right, guys. So, all right, I think we did enough of the shameless plug. I got all the stuff in there. Oh yeah, follow me on Twitter, follow me on the BitChutes, follow me everywhere. Okay, let's get to the show. All right, enough timer time. Let's just get to the show. Okay, I've been delaying enough today. All right, so no more timer. We're good to go. All right. Okay, so guys, what is peer-to-peer? What is these things that you're always hearing about? When it comes to Bitcoin. Oh, Bitcoin is so awesome because it's like it's a peer-to-peer money, and it's decentralized, and the government can't stop it, and it's cool, and it's digital money, and the average person is like, bro, what the I don't care about this shit. You know what I mean? I already got digital money in my Bank of America, Wells Fargo, whatever the fuck app. You know what I mean? What are you talking about, bro? Or I fucking use my Amazon bucks or Apple bucks or whatever the fuck is out there. So the thing is, it's if you really want to understand this, then you need to start doing the homework, which is what you're doing. You guys are here, and we're going to start talking about this. So basically, how the system works right now. We're not talking about Bitcoin. We're not talking about any of this stuff. We're just talking about what the system looks like today. All right. So let's just go to cloud computing, okay? Because basically, we're going to be talking about decentralization, and people are like, "Whoa, what is decentralization? What's centralization? What does this even mean?" All right. So this is just a quick example. What you're looking on screen, I have a picture of what cloud computing is. Shout out to Wikipedia for providing this. So, basically I just did a quick search and I go, what is the Google Cloud? Okay, and this is it. So basically, when you have Google or Apple, all right, for anyone out there, and all your stuff is synced, meaning that you can literally be watching this video right now on your desktop computer, okay, and all of a sudden you want to watch it now on your phone because you got to go or you got to listen to it on your phone. So basically all you got to do is just turn off your computer and you get on your phone and immediately just go to your YouTube app and you go to your history and it's already there. It's all synced up. Basically when you take a picture, it goes to this cloud, it goes to this stuff. Everything that you do, every step that you take, literally every step that you take is all recorded and stored on the cloud, right? In this database. And people are like, whoa, what is this? What is this this cloud? What does this stuff even mean? How does this work? So how it works is that, here, let me see if I can pop it up on the screen. Okay, hold on. All right, a little dyslexic there this morning. All right, server farms. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can find some images of what these things look like. Okay. So basically, these pictures that you're looking at on the screen right now, this is the cloud. This is the cloud, okay? When people are like, oh, what's the cloud? This is the, oh, geez, horrible picture. Jesus. I know. But anyways, here's an example of what it looks like, okay? So as you guys can see on screen, it's a ginormous, humongous warehouse, the size of God knows how many football fields in the middle of nowhere. And inside that humongous warehouse is just a bunch of computers, as you guys can see here. It's just rows and rows and rows of computer servers. So basically, when you put stuff on a cloud, it goes to this centralized server, a centralized location, as you guys can see here on the picture, okay? A server farm. It's just a farm. It's a one area. So what decentralization means, again, now I'm showing you centralization. Now we're going to show you decentralization in one quick second. Now we're going to pop in. And again, why I'm doing this live, the research live, is just to give you, so you guys can understand how easy it really is, to do some research. It's not really that crazy, but, we're going to, so I just popped in decentralization. All right, let's see if we get images. There we go. So this is what decentralization looks like. Let me see if I can find a picture of something that there might be. Okay, there we go. So as you guys can see here, okay, as to the difference between a centralized and a decentralized platform. So as you guys can see from the cloud computing example, okay, and the server farm example, they are centralized entities. And what does that mean? That means that every single person, every single thing that you have, whether it's your phone or your computer or your tablet or your anything, everything is all synced up to one location, one farm, one area. That's why basically when people say, oh, how Google or Apple or Facebook or a lot of these companies have this power to censor you, to block you, to get rid of you, is because, well, they own the server. Like, again, as you guys can see here, and not only do they own the server, but it's only one of them, and they're just centralized in one location. And again, even if there are many server farms, let's just say Facebook, Apple, we're using the big dogs here, okay? But this exists for a lot of people, a lot of corporations, a lot of companies out there. But basically, let's just get the case of Google or Apple. They have multiple server farms, but they're all owned by Google, all owned by Apple. So basically, they are the centralized entity, the centralized server, the centralized owner, the centralized governing body. They decide what goes on their servers. They decide who gets priority. They decide it all. Okay? And so obviously, we're having problems with this world because they decide, again, not just the censorship of what goes on or off these servers. It doesn't matter how you lean politically or what kind of information you're looking for, but they have the power to, disappear information because they control the servers. Now, why decentralization is important? Because as you guys can see from this picture here, nothing is connected to a central server. Everyone is connected to each other. Okay, so basically the whole thing, the server, whether it's a searching app, hold on, let me see if we can, where's library? Okay, so now I'm going to show you guys on screen real quick library. Okay, what is a library? Library is what do we call it? The YouTube replacement. Okay, it's a YouTube. There's many of them. Okay, just like we had many MySpaces or many AOLs. Even though there was AOL was king, MySpace was king, Facebook is king today. There's many social networks. Okay. So, YouTube is king right now. So this is a social network that works off the blockchain, works off the technology that I speak of. And as you guys can see, it's very similar to YouTube. But this is decentralized. Okay? So meaning I can put anything I want on here and nobody can block it or ban it. You feel me? Because it's all decentralized. Meaning that how does library stay afloat? How does library work? Basically, everyone that's connected to it, meaning me and everyone else out there right now, we are the ones that maintain the network from a decentralized position. My computer is helping maintain the library network. If you choose to have it on your computer, you're helping maintain the library network. And everyone that has a library, app or program downloaded on their computer or phone, you guys are helping maintain the library network. As opposed to, let's say, YouTube. YouTube is centralized, just like you see here in this example here on the left, how you see in the farms, because it's Google, okay? As you guys see, it's how do these farms look on the inside? It's just a bunch of computers, bunch of servers. And basically, how it works is they are the ones that have the control. So that's why they can, block a video or demonetize a video or do all of these things that are unsavory because they control. YouTube is their playground and we are playing in their playground. But when it comes to something like library that is a decentralized, let me see if I can find a better picture of decentralization. There we go. Okay, so when we're using library that is a decentralized platform, and there's many things like library out there. I'm just using library because, just for the intents purposes of what I'm describing here. All of a sudden now, you can put this online, and if all of a sudden you're looking through here, and as you guys can see, there's like Alex Jones, for example, is on library. So what happens? If all of a sudden you are now on this library network, this decentralized library network, and you do not want to watch or listen to Alex Jones, well, then all you got to do is block him. All you got to do is just take him out of your, you get what I'm saying? And you're good to go. As opposed to the world that we're living in which one entity, a corporation, a major corporation, or a governing body, a governing government, they decide what you get to see, what money you get to use. They decide it all. They decide everything. But now, in this brand new future where things are decentralized, okay, we're going to go a little deeper in decentralization. I'm just trying to give you the broad layman terms, okay, as to how this works, okay? Now in this decentralized network, everyone keeps it afloat. And so basically, if like, let's just say that in the future, okay, which we already have these programs like EOS. let's just say that in the future, we have a thing like library, okay, a YouTube of the future, and people don't want Alex Jones. Well, how that's going to work is that, and again, this all depends on the blockchain and depends on who builds it and depends on all this stuff, but how it's going to work is the people that are part of the decentralized environment, they would all have to vote, and the majority rules, or majority would rule in this case, meaning that if it's 50, let's say that in order for someone to get banned off of the library network, they would have to get a majority vote of 75% of the majority saying they don't want this person on there. So then basically how that would work is that then their node would get blocked off that network, but it doesn't mean that they're blocked off entirely. And that's the thing, guys. You know what I mean? It's all about, you know what I mean? Like having choice, like real choice, real freedom, real liberty, something that we've already lost in today's world of the internet. And so that's why a lot of people look at this stuff as very bleak. Okay, a very bleak future, because we see that the Googles and the Facebooks and the Apples of the world are ruling the world, are ruling everything, and they're the ones that are deciding all of these things when that's not the way it should be. And the reason I'm making these videos and make this channel, to talk about the things I talk about in this channel, is not just to educate, but to also give the optimistic point of view, the real point of view as to like how everything is changing in the way, in the direction that we're going, and as to things are not the same anymore, and we're just moving into a world now in which we, the people, have more freedom, and it's not it's not what it used to be. You know what I mean? It's just not. And decentralization is a major component to the world that we're moving into, because as you guys can see from all these pictures, if you are watching, if you're just listening, it's awesome, great, you know what I mean? But if you're, sorry, I gotta turn this fan off. I hope it's not too distracting, the noise there. By the way, how is the sound? Anyone that's in the chat, how's the sound? How is the image? How's everything coming through? Please let me know. Thank you very much. But now let's just touch on peer-to-peer for 1 minute, okay? We're gonna go back to decentralization. These are the topics of the day, all right? So now now we're going to talk about peer-to-peer, okay? Let's type in the Google again here, peer-to-peer, all right? And we're just going to find pictures, there's a lot of pictures, this is very easy to learn how peer-to-peer works, okay? So let me see, what kind of picture would be best? I think, this is probably the best example. Okay, so basically what peer-to-peer means is that whenever you are, let's say, downloading some information, okay, so let's just say that right now, you're on library and you want to access something like Alex Jones that maybe the majority of the library users decided to ban, but it's not completely banned. So what you would do is that you would most likely just do a quick search to the library thing, bloom, 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 and then Alex Jones would pop up. Because it's not popping up, maybe because it got blocked or whatever. And by the way, this is all very loose explanation as to a lot of how all of this works, but this is basically, we're building it all. So there's many iterations as to how all this is going to take place. But basically, peer-to-peer just basically means, just like when you're using cash. When you're using cash, this is peer-to-peer. Bitcoin is peer-to-peer. Okay. By the way, again, let me know how it sounds looking good. Yeah, because I got some construction going on behind me, and just want to make sure you guys can hear me fine. But anyways, when you're using something like cash, for example, this is something that is peer-to-peer. What does that mean? Well, basically, let's just say that I want to buy this coffee. Well, and you're using cash, you are literally exchanging one for the other. Okay. Now, when I decide to use, by the way, this is just my gift card for the fucking for the pharmacy out here. Not a gift card, whatchamacallit, okay, whatever, who cares what this is. Anyways, the point is that what is it, the rewards card. Buy 10 drugs, your 11th is free, right? Anyway, sorry. Didn't mean to derail as usual. But anyways, let's just say now that I'm using this card, this credit card, this debit card, this whatever card, with my electronic cash US dollar money to buy coffee. So how will this work is that when I am buying the coffee, I slide my card, and the card now is going through a middleman. In fact, it's going through many middlemen, okay? So as soon as I slide, remember, we're paying for coffee. As soon as I slide my card, first of all, the card is owned by, in this case, Visa, okay? So when I slide my card, Visa is, middleman number one. So they get a cut from that transaction. Now, what does Visa do? Well, Visa connects you, okay, the consumer, with your bank account and allows the merchant to also access the funds from your bank account. So notice how many middlemen we got already so far just to buy some motherfucking coffee. All right. Basically, you slide your card, Visa on your behalf accesses your bank account, again another middleman, and then they're allowed to pull out X amount of money to pay for that coffee. All right. Then that money goes back to Visa, all right, and through another portal, and then now Visa has to expedite that money to the owner, all right, to the owner. So basically, this cup of coffee that cost $1.50, the reason it cost $1.50 instead of $1 is because you got to pay 50 cents in all these transaction fees, okay? Now, in the very, very near future, and forget the transaction fees, it's all these middlemen that get involved. All right. Basically, the reason the Visa has to get involved is because if you slide your card and it's only your bank is so slow that you would be waiting 3 hours, 3 days, 3 weeks for your fucking coffee. So that's why Visa has to get in the way as another middleman to offer liquidity, to offer payment on demand, like that. Now, with cryptocurrency, basically, you would have your cryptocurrency, whether it's on your wallet, on a card like this, okay, whatever it is, you would basically, what you would be doing is that all of a sudden now, when you are paying with your new digital money, that is Bitcoin, your new digital money that is cryptocurrency, it doesn't have to be Bitcoin because Bitcoin might not be the appropriate currency to pay for coffee. But when you're using now your cryptocurrency, now you're doing peer-to-peer transaction, just like if you were paying with cash. Only instead of, let's say you're going to buy a computer, instead of having to come out with, $1,000 of cash, you can now put $1,000 in digital form and pay peer-to-peer without a middleman that could stop that transaction. Because now we're coming into something that it used to not be a worry. In a sense, this wasn't a problem back, basically if you, just a few years ago, you could go to Best Buy, buy a computer, or you could go to Amazon, you could rack up $10,000 in fucking expenses, and it wouldn't be a problem. If you had the money, you had the credit, just swipe away. Don't worry about it. But now, forget the credit. If you have the money, if you have the cash money in your bank account, okay, you have $20,000 in your bank account, and you go and you start making $1,000 purchase here, a $2,000 purchase over there, all of a sudden your bank is going to put a stop to that. They're not going to allow that. And even if they just put a temporary stop, you got to call the bank. You got to say, yes, it was me making these big purchases. Thank you so much for the crime prevention, blah, 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 blee, blee, blee. Now that's, first of all, that's your money. The fuck do they care? You know what I mean? They should not be contacting you. You should be contacting them in case something went wrong. But that goes to show you whose money it is. It's not yours, it's theirs. Another thing is that you get to see right away who really controls your money, who really has your money, which is them. They now are acting, in your face as your mom or your dad telling you, you know what I mean? Like preventing you from making a purchase, preventing you for whatever. And again, it's like all of a sudden they're getting in your private life when they shouldn't be. You should just be able to pay with whatever you want to be able to pay, no problem. Peer-to-peer. Look, peer-to-peer first really got started, or the first way that we really started understanding peer-to-peer as a population was when we started using Napster. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember Napster. All right, but basically Napster and things like Napster, what made them work was that they were basically a decentralized peer-to-peer network. So you would basically look for Lady Gaga song or Michael Jackson song or AC/DC song, and it would look on the network to see who would have that song. All right, you would find it. All right, and then it would pair you directly with all the people on the network that had that song so that you can download it. Okay, just like you're looking at this picture on screen here. Okay, all of these colors of all these nodes are examples of, let's say, the person that had, the AC/DC song that you were looking for, or the Lady Gaga song that you were looking for. And then they would all connect to you directly and download the song directly to your computer. You feel me? And that's how decentralized peer-to-peer network works. All right? Where there's no point of failure. Okay? Because, for example, if you were to try to host like Sony Music on a centralized server, what's going to happen? You're going to get shut down like that, and all of a sudden you're going to get in trouble, and so on and so forth. All right? And again, I'm not talking about piracy. If piracy, I'm not here to discuss whether piracy is okay or not. I'm not talking about any of the stuff, because I'm just talking about file sharing. Okay, we're not even talking. I'm just bringing up music and Napster and all these things, as a point of reference that most people can understand. But basically, this works for anything, any file, any kind of information, any kind of anything. And so that's why we need to create these systems, because if all of a sudden now I want to host some WikiLeaks in a centralized server, I'm not going to be allowed to. So I need to host WikiLeaks on a decentralized peer-to-peer server in which it cannot be censored. It cannot be stopped. It cannot be taken down. You follow me? I hope you guys are understanding. Please, let me know in the chat. Let me know so far how you guys are understanding me so far. If you guys are kind of getting the idea as to what this is and why we need it. Because again, guys, basically, I understand, why people would want they have the need for fiat currency, for money, for cash money. I get that. I totally understand it. I use cash money out here in Mexico all the fucking time. I don't pay anything digitally. In Mexico, since it's such a cash-heavy society, I pay for Uber with cash. And so basically, what Bitcoin and all these cryptocurrencies are a digital form of cash. A way in which I can pay for stuff like cash with, a digital form, and there's no middleman involved. Basically, that's all it is. That means that all of a sudden I can have, let's say, some Monero cryptocurrency. Monero is a private cryptocurrency. Everything is private. So Monero, and not Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is all great and gravy. I love Bitcoin, Bitcoin baby all the way. But Monero is a prime example. And by the way, Monero is the oldest, okay? And there are many private cryptocurrencies out there, but basically Monero is the cryptocurrency that most resembles cash, period, in the story, because it is totally 1,000,000% private. All right, so just like cash, in a sense, is private, because if somebody were to come in through that door right now and give me $1 million in cash and leave, how the fuck does anybody even know that he brought me some cash and that I have $1 million in cash under my bed? You know what I mean? Like, unless somebody actually saw me, unless somebody was actually literally physically watching the whole thing. You get what I'm saying? From start to finish, because even, you know what I mean? Like, he could come over here with a bag, it's a decoy, and he really, the $1 million is probably somewhere else. So that's the same kind of thing with Monero, you know what I mean? And other private digital currencies, in which all of a sudden now you could, as long as no one saw you purchase this or saw you obtain this, it's 1,000,000% private. So with that being said, there's cryptocurrencies out there that are just as private as cash, and that can be used as, just like, cash, in the sense that you can buy anything You can, again, give money. You can do any kind of transaction, and it's 1,000,000% private. And and the thing is, like, I keep dancing around it, but the important part of this is that it's digital. Digital. Okay? Because again, guys, in the world that we're moving into, and especially as we're moving into hyperinflation and things get more and more expensive, and you're going to, let's say, I want to buy this phone, but this phone is probably going to be, right now in the US, this phone would cost around $1,000, for example. $1,000 US. That's already a lot of money to have in your pocket, cash, to purchase it. But in Mexico, this same phone costs 20,000 pesos. That's even more money to have. Even though it's the same amount, it's not even more to carry. It's about the bulkness, okay? Think about that. Because $1,000 is 10 $100 bills, okay? But all of a sudden, 20,000 pesos, that's a lot of $500 pesos. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to get at, or even smaller denominations. So the point is that in other countries, and even in the US, again, paying with things with cash, even though that's what people prefer, again, that's a lot of money to be having around. You could be, that big wad of cash, you're counting it, and it could fly away. There's a lot of things that could happen. So basically, we would need to, in this new future, a digital money, a digital representation of cash, in a sense. And so if we could take it a step further and add privacy to it, that would be even greater. So that's basically what peer-to-peer is. Peer-to-peer just means peer-to-peer. It's what it means, That means that you and me, we're interacting right now. Unfortunately, because of how the system works, this is not really peer-to-peer. You follow me? Because the thing is that right now, this whole thing is basically, YouTube is the middleman. And since YouTube is the middleman, unfortunately, there's not really a peer-to-peer thing. YouTube censors. YouTube, is the one that shoots this information out. YouTube is the one in charge here. But when you're looking at something like, let's say, a decentralized a thing on a blockchain, you know what I mean? That's also a live streaming app or what have you. All of a sudden, when you're using something like that, that is, I'm sorry, man, because I'm getting distracted with something up front here. Some people that are at the door. But basically, when you're using these, when we're going to be creating these brand new things in the future, they're decentralized and peer-to-peer. They're not going to be blocked by any entity. They're not going to be controlled by any one entity. You feel me? There's not going to be any of that. And basically, you are trading information on a peer-to-peer basis. You're connecting with the YouTuber or the personality online that you want, and you're just directly connecting to them and any other individual. So for example, right in the future, how it would work, and then again, the future, it's already here. We already have these platforms, but I'm just saying in the future because when it's a little bit more mainstream. But basically, how it's going to work in the future, all 5, 6, 7 of you guys that are listening to me right now, when you guys are connecting to the live stream, instead of connecting through YouTube and YouTube being the middleman, you would just connect directly to me, and it would be a peer-to-peer interaction. So even though I would have an audience of, let's say, 100 people watching me, everyone is connecting to me on a one-to-one basis. So you, the one that's watching me, are only connecting to me, but me, I am connecting to all of you. You follow me? And how that would also be maintained is because we are, in a sense, also decentralized, okay? Because how it would work is that now how I am broadcasting, I would be broadcasting through something like DLive or something like a library or whatever, in which that program is already decentralized and is being maintained by all the other individuals that are watching other channels and others that are broadcasting other live streams and uploading other videos and maintaining the network. So I am on a decentralized network, but when I am now all of a sudden putting something out, okay, in any form, shape, or form, I am now connecting to you guys in a peer-to-peer way, just like when you guys are connecting now to this brand new platform. You guys are connecting on an individual basis to these things. You follow me? Because when you're looking at library, for example, let me just give you the example of library. Library is not a centralized server farm as people might think it is. It is not. What library and other blockchain, Bitcoin, other blockchain protocols going into the future. Because the thing is, I don't want to use the word blockchain. Blockchain is not the real proper word for the things that we're, kind of moving into. It's just the popular word to describe this stuff. But let's just use blockchain for now, just to not get too off track here, because now we're starting to get a little complicated. But basically, when you're looking at library, okay, what you're looking at is a user interface, a UI. And the UI, the user interface, is a blockchain explorer, kind of like an HTML explorer. And you are only using what library really is in a sense just a translator of the code, so that you can view the code and then connect to the code that you want to connect to. You guys understand? So, as you guys already know, all the stuff on the internet, all the pictures, all the awesomeness, everything that you see is basically code. What happens is that people like Google, people like Microsoft, people, Java, you know what I mean? And all of these entities out there, they basically create these user interfaces, which is what allows a program to read the information and turn the code into pictures. So now it's the same thing. We're coding stuff on a blockchain. We're coding stuff on a decentralized peer-to-peer network. It's all this new technology, but we still need to read it, because we humans, we don't understand, code. We don't understand zeros and ones. We're not computers, but we understand the pictures, and we understand our alphabet, and we understand. So what these blockchain explorers like library, what they do, okay, in a sense, is that they're not necessarily a middleman. They're just a translator of the code. So, and if all of a sudden library starts censoring in the future, because they in a sense are a middleman, all the community would have to do is copy paste. By the way, the guy that invented copy paste died today. So shout out to copy paste. All right, I read that on the internet today. But anyways. But basically what you would do is just copy paste library, because it's all open source, it's all, the whole thing like that. You just copy paste library, and you just circumvent whatever the fuck funny business they're trying to do on their end. You guys follow? Because what you guys are copy pasting is just the translator app, the reader of the code, and that's it. And then what maintains the system is the people themselves. We, the ones that maintain it. So it's very easy. It's like, right now, if this were to exist with YouTube, when people would get tired of the YouTube situation, all people would have to do is copy paste that code and create a brand new YouTube that would be a direct copy of it, but all of a sudden not be able to get censored, not be able to get stopped, not be able to get anything like that. And you follow me? Right now, we cannot copy paste YouTube. That is not allowed. That is illegal. YouTube has, they're not open source. YouTube is on their own server farms. YouTube has 100,000% total control of not just the information that is being brought in and taken out, but of your information, of all the information. But now these new systems, they're not controlled by any one entity. They're not controlled by anyone. They're just out in the open. You get what I'm saying? They're just allowed to be. And that's like the main major difference. All right. So right now, what I want to do is I want to see if I can do a little bit of a, answer, was a question and answer session. Let's see if we can go to the chat real quick. See if you guys understood what I was trying to say. If you guys have any questions, anything, we're going to go a little bit over it again. Okay. But I just want to know if you guys, understand where we're at right now. If you guys kind of understood my layman terms as to what decentralization kind of is, not kind of is, but what it is moving forward and what it is, and what a peer-to-peer network is. Here's another example picture of a peer-to-peer network. As you guys can see, everyone is connecting to each other, but there is no one connecting to a centralized server. And again, the centralized server is basically something like Apple Corporation, Google Incorporated, U.S. government incorporated, and so on and so forth. And now all of a sudden with this new technology, not only do we have the ability to surf the internet, okay, and move information around the world freely, but we don't have to connect to a middleman that will censor us or stop us or block us or do anything like that. So please, guys, let's open it up real quick. See what you guys have to say about all this stuff. And yeah, you know what I mean? All right, so let me put a little music here real quick. See, let me read the chat right quick. All right, see what we have to say. Shout out to all of you guys. Welcome. Thank you. I know the chat is not moving much, but I know there's a lot of you guys basically in there because I can see who's in there. So I know there's a bunch of guys, a bunch of people listening and stuff. So. But again, that's also good. The fact that you guys aren't chatting in there means that you guys are actually listening, and hopefully you guys understood and got, the stuff I'm trying to talk about. Trying to explain to you guys here. But yeah, guys, basically, a lot of these concepts are a little difficult to wrap your head around for the average user, for the average person, but eventually you start understanding it's all about control. And the thing is, it's like, who do you want to be in control? Do you want these entities to continue remaining in control of your life, or do you want to be in control of your life? And that's basically what it boils down to. I mean, that's it. It's not really rocket science per se. It's just as simple as that. It's just like, who do you want to be in control of your life? A corporate entity, a government entity, someone that you don't even know who the fuck it is, or are you the one that wants to be in control of your own life? I mean, that's basically what it boils down to, guys, But yeah, guys, shout out to all of you guys out there listening. Shout out to all of you, out there supporting the show. Shout out to everybody. I mean, for real, you guys are the best. I love you guys to death. And, again, I know that I'm making these shows in a sense, these Bitcoin for Beginners is only episode 2, but I know that it's getting pretty good traction, because the one that I did last week, a lot of people were into it. A lot of people watched it, and I'm hoping the same for this one. All right. Seems like so far, there's a lot of people watching it. I think you guys are understanding and getting what I'm trying to say out here. And I mean, makes me happy. Makes me happy because this stuff is really, really hard to not just, comprehend, but sometimes, teach. And I'm not a fucking, you already know who I am. You know what I mean? I feel like I am like, if you guys know who Jimmy Dore is, I'm going to give you guys a line about, with Jimmy Dore. And basically, like how he likes to put it, it's like, there should be other individuals out there that can explain this a lot better and can really tell you guys and show you guys what all this stuff really is better. But unfortunately, there isn't. So I got a jack-off comedian, a jack-off fucking dumbass, like me, has to fucking try to sit here and try to explain all this complicated stuff. And, it is what it is, you know what I mean? Like, at least I'm trying to do it, but it's, to me, it's like the reason I'm doing it is because nobody else is doing it, and somebody has to do it, because, there's a lot of channels out there, there's a lot of people out there that are trying to explain this stuff, but they're explaining it in, in nerd terms to other nerds. And that's totally fine, because I'm a nerd. I listen to nerd stuff. I'm into this stuff. But, you know, to the average person out there, the average Joe, you know, they're not nerd and they don't speak nerd. And so that's what makes it so difficult. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry if I'm being, again, very, you know, broad with my language here. But again, you know, this is who you're stuck with. This is the best you got, guys. Sorry. You know, you guys got to deal with me and my explanations of this stuff. All right. But, you know, basically that's what it boils down to. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the reason I'm doing this, and like, I really don't give a crap about any kind of criticism I get, because to me, it's like, look, now I'm going to give you guys some Kanye-isms, you know, like Kanye West likes to say. You know, basically it's like, you know, if you could do a better job, then fucking do it. And I really would, again, just like Jimmy Dore, you know what I mean? Like, again, you know, the only reason I'm doing this shit is because nobody else is doing it, and somebody needs to do it. And that's it. And, you know, to me, like, I'm really happy with the reception that these, you know, these videos are getting, and the community that we're forming here. And hopefully you guys are sharing and spreading this information out to a lot of others, individuals out there that are trying to learn and understand this stuff. You guys already know that every week, we're going to start doing every Thursday, we're going to do Bitcoin for beginners. Every Wednesday is my crypto news feed. You know, my regular, so every Wednesday we're gonna do crypto, but it's a little bit intermediate to advanced, and on Thursday it's a beginner's class. Okay, so I'm not doing expert because I'm not a fucking expert, and anyone that says they're an expert, I don't know, man. I kind of treat those individuals with a grain of salt. But basically, you know, there's if anyone would be considered experts in this space, there's only a handful of people, and by that point, you know, if you're already that point, you're probably not listening to this anyway, or if you are, you're listening to this for, you know, comedic purposes, or you're just love me and want to share this information with others, whatever the reason is. I know there's a few people out there that do understand this. But again, guys, just going back to the point I'm trying to make here, you know, the reason I'm doing this is because I don't think there's anybody else doing it. You see, look, they're already sending the FBI after me. I don't know if you heard that shit, but you know, because nobody else is doing it, and like I really do know that there is a major need for this right now, you know what I mean, in the community. And I'm not just talking about the community. I'm not the people that are doing something similar to what I'm doing, like these Bitcoin beginner classes, blockchain beginners, whatever the fuck this is, classes, you know. It's just basically for, you know, other people that are into a lot of tech stuff, and they kind of get a lot of the techie mumbo jumbo, and it's techie people talking techie stuff. But I'm not here talking techie stuff. I'm just here talking, you know, just regular, you know, blue collar language, you know, to regular blue collar people out there, you know, regular people out there, you know, that want to know a little more about what all this stuff is. Because, you know, the thing is, it's like the more you know, the more educated you are, the better informed you are, the better decisions you can make for you and your family. And again, if you wouldn't have known certain pieces of information back in the mid-90s about certain technologies, you would probably have been able to have taken advantage of that. You know what I mean? Whether you would have created something, or you would have invested in something, or you would have, you know, done something along those lines. So that's why I'm here trying to explain this in layman terms, because a lot of you guys, you know, you guys watch my channel for so many different reasons. You know, for, you know, information about the truth, information about moving to Mexico, information about, you know, what it is for an American living abroad, you know, financial information, you know, why do we need gold and silver? What's really going on with XYZ? But, you know, a lot of this stuff too is also understanding the world that we're moving into, the world that we are now in right now, okay? And how we, you know, have to really comprehend a lot of these things. We got to do that homework, you know, like Gary Vee says, you know, there's no excuse. I don't want to hear, it's like, oh, I'm too old for this, I'm too this. Listen, man, I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I mean? Like, at one point, you know, you didn't know how to drive, and you learned how to drive. At one point, you didn't know how to use Instagram, and you fucking learned, and so on and so forth. So it's the same shit with this. There's no fucking excuses. Don't be the last one to get involved. All right? Be one of the first ones. Be a pioneer. At the end of the day, the way the world works is that you're gonna fucking have to learn this whether you fucking like it or not. So you might as well learn it on your own terms instead of fucking having some jack off fucking you know, Zoomer millennial fucking teaching you, the boomer, how to fucking use this shit. Hey, come on, hey, 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 old man, how come you don't get this? And you're there at fucking 35 years old, getting insulted by a fucking 18-year-old when you already know that you should have known better and you should have fucking listened to Uncle Jose so he could have fucking taught you some shit, all right? Or at least get you on the fucking right track for you to get some stuff, for you to start learning. Because again, guys, if I'm not speaking your language, at the very least, hopefully, I'm getting you guys to like, well, you know what? I really don't understand Jose, but I kind of understand what he's saying, and I kind of like where this is going, with this future. So maybe I'm gonna do some more research for myself, and that's basically where I want you guys. You know what I mean? I don't want you guys to fucking sit here and think that I'm gonna provide all the answers and all the information. No, I'm not. I'm just leading you, the horses, all right, Lambo included, but I'm just leading you, the horses, to water. It's your job to figure it out, okay? It's your job to learn how to fucking drink that water, to learn how to fish. I'm teaching you guys how to fish. Learn how to fucking fish, all right? And that's it, guys. There's many ways to fish. You can fish traditionally. You can fish with a line. You can fish with a net. You can fucking jump in the fucking water and wrestle that fish with your mouth. There's a million ways in which you can fish, all right? And that's what I'm also trying to tell you guys. The fact that there's a million ways in which you can fish in this new environment. Don't be feeling like you're restricted to just learning how to code or learning how to. Nah, man. Again, there's a million ways that you can go about this, all right? Like, again, I have a client of mine in which I'm helping move out here. He's an older gentleman, and he's already too old to start a business. He's too old to do a lot of stuff. But you know what he's not too old to do? To sit in front of a fucking computer and start, learning about some of these projects. You know what I mean? Like, whether it's fucking Chainlink or EOS or fucking Litecoin, learning more about this, sitting here, listening to me, learning about this stuff, getting more educated and making smart decisions so that he can invest in some of these companies that do deserve an investment to help with, and then he helps himself by making a few bucks, and he helps the community by investing in the community, and it's a win-win. Instead of, like, you get what I'm saying, just blindly going about this, losing your ass, and then complaining, oh, fuck this shit, you know what I mean? This shit sucks, So it's the control and the power is all in your hands. It's basically, what are you going to do to go about this stuff? I'm here, talking about what is peer-to-peer. You guys should know what peer-to-peer is by now. Are you fucking kidding me? And it's okay if you don't. I'm not here for anything, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of fucking things that I should know at this age and I don't know. It's okay. I'm not here to beat you guys up. But I'm just, honestly, come on. If you should know, if you've used Napster or anything like that, again, you should know what peer-to-peer is, but it's okay. Now you know. You didn't know before you turned this on 45 minutes ago, an hour ago, but you know now. You know that peer-to-peer basically means, peer-to-peer. What is a peer? You, the human, are a peer. Or the computer that you're behind is the peer. And you're basically just trading one for one. You're basically trading from one entity to another. So let's just, Opie fucking Taylor out there, let's just suppose that we're doing a peer-to-peer transaction. What is that? I'm giving him $1, he's giving me some coffee. Or I'm giving him coffee and he's giving me $1. That's it. That's a peer-to-peer transaction. We already discussed this. And when you get Visa, your bank, and all of these other entities involved, it's not peer-to-peer anymore. Okay? It's all of a sudden you have middlemen. And we're trying to cut out that middleman because all of a sudden a middleman could block your bank account for whatever reason. Because, by the way, they blocked all of Library's bank accounts because they used to have bank accounts. I just found that on Twitter. They used to have bank accounts in order to support, their operation, their project, to get the money from the investors, just to do what they need to do. And all of a sudden, the other day, they were, doing a transaction and they got, they literally, actually, no, what happened was that they received a letter from their bank and the bank said, hey, we just found out what you do. And we don't like that, so we're going to close your bank account. Thank you very much. Suck a dick. So, you know what I mean? And so the reason that they need to have a bank account is because in today's world, we still need these banks. And so, but as they keep doing things like that, they are literally becoming dinosaurs and becoming extinct by themselves. Because as more and more of these hurdles keep being put up by the same banks that control all this stuff. We are going to be creating solutions to get around these banks, okay? And basically, it's going to get to the point where they're just not going to be needed anymore. Just like we don't need to order a taxi. All we do is order a fucking Uber. Or, you know, if we can't find a good hotel room, what do? We just fucking Airbnb that motherfucker. You get what I'm saying? And shit like that. So it's like if all of a sudden I can't use my dollar bills from my own bank account, well, you know what? Fuck you, suck a dick. I'm just going to go and get some fucking Bitcoin. And that's it. And when I need my cash, I'm just going to go to the Bitcoin ATM. That's not going to fucking tell me that they don't have any fucking money. All right? I'm going to fucking stick my fucking, my Bitcoin information in the fucking ATM and trade my Bitcoin for cash. And I can just tell the bank to go suck a dick. Because they're not going to control my money. I control my money. So this is, that's why, you know what I mean, guys? Basically, that's why, I encourage you guys to do this. And I understand that right now, there's a lot of volatility when it comes to, like, putting your money into Bitcoin. But again, if you are just using Bitcoin as your savings account, as your bank account, if you put $1,000 at the beginning of the year, right now, it would be like $1,300. If you would have put $1,000 in your Bank of America account, right now, you would probably have $995. So you lost a few bucks. How? Why? What the fuck? You know what I mean? And yeah, you might, right now when you're seeing a lot of this price action, because again, Bitcoin was at $10,000 literally last night, and we lost $500 in value right now. But if you really if you watch a lot of my videos, you watch a lot of my content and other people's content, and especially when you watch what's really going on with the dollar, with the economy, with all of these things, you understand that when you're looking at the price dump of Bitcoin going down to $9,500 overnight, you lost $500 overnight. That's basically, instead of, oh my God, I lost money, you should be looking at that as an opportunity, like, oh great, I can trade more of this bullshit paper money for more Bitcoin. Because basically, there's a lot of things that cause the price of Bitcoin to dump from 10,000 to 9,500 overnight. But the main reality of what gives the value to these Bitcoin is this thing called the dollar. And when you're looking at a price of $9,500 and you're seeing like a major price dump that cannot be controlled per se by the market itself, by the individuals within that market itself, what you're really looking at as well is the fact that, again, I don't want to get too far off on a fucking rant here about this, but it's the devaluation of the dollar. The devaluation of the dollar. I literally had to go pick up some fucking money from a client yesterday, okay? All right? And basically, I lost 25 US dollars because the dollar got devalued in just a 24-hour time span in the same amount as Bitcoin. So basically, I mean, if I would have held my money, whether it was in Bitcoin or in this case, it was the US dollar because somebody sent me a money transfer, I lost the same amount. Because what really happened was the fucking devaluation of the dollar. And I don't want to fucking hear it. Okay? I talk about this shit all the time, and I have a lot of people out there in my audience that are naysayers and they don't want to fucking hear that shit either. But that's the reality of it. When you're looking at a lot of these price dumps, a lot of people are like to say, oh, that was a whale moving money. That was this, that was that. But no, man, basically, I mean, not only did a whale, which could have been a government entity, by the way, but not only did a whale dump some Bitcoin, and what happened immediately? We printed Tether, right? They printed a bunch of Tether. What is Tether? Tether is a cryptocurrency that is 1-to-1 for the dollar. And it's like, and again, I don't want to go too deep down the rabbit hole here, but if you understand who runs Tether, what's going on with all this shit, with all the fucking Binance and all that, blah, blah. Listen, man, they're all in cahoots, okay? They're basically, when I see 9,500, if I got cash, I'm buying Bitcoin. That's it. I'm not crying. I'm not losing any money. I'm gaining money, all right? And when it goes back up, I gain some money. And that's it. Because the reality is that by holding these pieces of fucking paper, you're losing money. And I'm not here to fucking just tell you to buy Bitcoin or crypto. No, I tell you all the time, buy gold, buy silver, buy land, buy things that are actually worth something valuable, tangible assets, in order to diversify yourself, okay? That's what you need to do. You need to educate yourself. This is part of the education process, okay? But again, let's go to gold and silver, because gold and silver have been on a tear as well, and let's see what happened here. All right, look at that. Look at what gold and silver have done in the same amount of time, okay? And by the way, this goes up and down, but look at gold and silver. Look at that. They're going up by the second. Literally, as I was speaking, as you guys saw on screen, gold went up by a full $1, okay? All right? And same as look at silver. I mean, how much I'm already, these silver coins, man. So if you would have listened to me or others out there that told you guys to diversify yourself in gold, silver, Bitcoin, by now, today, you're sitting pretty. Look at all that green. All right, hold on. Let me move my face. Oh no, you know what? I can't. Hold on. How can I make this so you can see the green? There you go. Look at all that green, guys. And the gold and silver. And again, what is gold and silver? Gold and silver is a peer-to-peer money. It's just old school, but this is peer-to-peer. It is also decentralized because not one entity controls all the gold or all the silver. Sure, there are entities like, let's say, China, okay, or JP Morgan, they own a lot of gold and silver. But the reality is that, look at this, I got gold, I got silver, they can't take this shit away from me. You get what I'm saying? Actually, they can take this away from me, but they cannot take the fucking Bitcoin away from me. Why can't they take Bitcoin away from me? Because it exists on a decentralized network, okay? As you guys can see here, very decentralized in space, outer space, like the cloud, but it's not a cloud as you guys already went through. Again, if you guys want more context, just listen to the whole episode all over again in case you're joining us now. But as we already talked about earlier, this is a centralized, cloud, a centralized system. It is just like you see server farms, okay? You see all of these servers, you see all of these buildings in the middle of nowhere. That is where all your information is stored, okay? They're centralized, and what decentralization provides is a brand new vehicle in which there is no one point of failure. Everything is just, you get what I'm saying? Just moved around the network. Everybody is in control of that network. How do I make this bigger? Okay. So, all right, guys, let's let me go real quick. Let's do some question and answer sessions. Okay, I think we've already gone over an hour. I think, yeah, we've gone over an hour. So let's start winding this down. Okay, today's lesson of what is peer-to-peer, what is decentralization, and why is it important has been already talked about and answered. But I know there's a bunch of you guys out there that probably have questions, probably have comments, probably have something, you know what I mean? So please, opinions, anything, please let me know. Let's discuss. Let's what is it? Let's continue this conversation. I want to make sure that I can, we can leave today's broadcast with a better understanding of what these things are. So please, if you have anything out there that you guys have any doubts about, let me know so we can tackle that information right now. All right, I'm gonna put a little music real quick, a little Ninja Gaiden, while we listen, while I read some comments. All right. Yeah, there you go, Opie. So yeah, Opie brings up another example as to why, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency are needed. Right now with the Second Amendment situation and what Opie just said, Opie says if you have a business that sells guns, the bank will close your account. So you gotta either A, lie to the bank or the system, or B, you gotta just create your own solution to the problem, which is, you go into, cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is your bank. Right now, a lot of people that are in the porn industry, a lot of people that are in the sex industry, a lot of people that are in certain industries that cannot get a bank account. If you go to a bank and say, yes, I am a sex worker, I am in the sex industry, I am a porn star, they're not going to give you a bank account. So again, you have to lie. You got to say, I am a small business owner, I sell scented candles like Gwyneth Paltrow, and insert joke here, because of that, you know what I mean, I need a bank account, blah blah blah. And then basically, you know what I mean, if they give you a bank account, you're lying. And if B, they don't give you a bank account, you still need a bank account. So then you all of a sudden you create yourself a Bitcoin wallet, a Bitcoin bank account, a crypto bank account, and that's how you access your cash, your money, how you're able to do transactions, how you're able to do and conduct business. And I mean, basically you can just go about that and you don't even need an ID or anything like that. So again, you know, there's already uses for it as the banks and as the governments get more and more restrictive every day, as things get more and more difficult for the average American, then what are people going to do? They're not going to have a choice but to use these things. And so this is why I'm teaching you guys what it is that these things are right now and how they work. So that way you can, you know, start, you know, doing something about it now. So that way when everybody else is finally on board, you're not the last one, you're the first one. And if you already know, if you're the first one to anything, you have a humongous advantage going forward. Okay? So it's up to you what you do with this information. Now, it's not me. It's up to you what you do. So again, you know, just like right now when you're seeing Bitcoin, you know, at this, you know, again, a lot of people don't want to acknowledge this, but you know, it could be individuals out there that are selling at the high because it went up to past 10,000 something, they sold, brought it down, and now what they're doing is that they're buying gold and silver with it. You buy, and then again, you know, you rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. But again, if you're in this for the long game, if you know what's really going on and you understand what's really going on, you're not really sitting here, you know, really contemplating this at all. I'm not worried about this at all. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? You already know what I'm going to be doing later today. All right? I'm going to go buy me some fucking coins. All right? That's it. You know what I mean? So, but again, you know, to me, I remember, you know, it's like right now, I'm at a win. You know what I mean? Like no matter what I've attained or what I buy, I know it's already going higher. I already know I bought less at you know, cheaper. Same as when I buy my gold and my silver. And yeah, you know what I mean? Basically, look, my wedding ring. You see my wedding ring? This is gold. Okay, all right. This has already gone up in value. Silver. The silver coin, okay, whether it's the Mexican coins that I bought out here or my Kennedy or my Canadians that I bought back in the States or up north, again, they've already definitely gone up in value because I've had them for longer. And the same thing with my Bitcoin. You know, I bought Bitcoin at many price ranges. And so looking now at the price range that we're at now, it's only up from here. Even buying at $9,500, just understanding that it's just a hedge against the loss of value from this dollar, then, I mean, you know, what the fuck do you care? You're already good to go. You already know that this is losing value every day, no matter what. No matter what. No matter what. And again, the proof is in Mr. President, not just the President Trump, but any president out there. They're basically saying, you know, what they want to do with the dollar. Okay? All right? They're printing into oblivion every day. They are announcing that they want negative interest rates. So they want negative interest rates every single day. So today is Thursday. On Monday, we were closed for the market. So on Tuesday, when we reopened, they printed $88 billion into the economy. Yesterday, which was Wednesday, it was, I think, 49 billion. I don't know how many billion it's going to be today. That's Thursday. But again, guys, that's B with a billion. They're printing 88, 40 billion, 50 billion, 100 billion a day. They're printing out of thin air. This is all out there. You can look it up for yourself. Don't take me or Lambo's word for it. Look it up for yourself. You can find this on the Fed website. This is all out there. This is not like hidden knowledge. It's out there on the government websites. You can find it yourself. But basically, they're printing, you know, that amount every single day, and they are bailing out the banks, bailing out the stock market, bailing all this stuff out. So when you are seeing the stock market reaching new highs and new highs, the best economy ever, all of this bullshit. You know, what's really happening is that they're printing money out of thin air, something that you cannot do with Bitcoin. You cannot print gold and silver as far as I know. Well, they're printing it with paper, but that's another story. But you can't print physical gold or silver. You can't, make this stuff. You can't print extra Bitcoin. So, but you can print paper money. Again, this is paper, right? You can print this infinity, right? And when all of a sudden this paper is represented on a digital form on a computer screen, you can also print infinity amount. So they're printing billions upon billions every day, and you're not hearing anything about this, right? You're not hearing about the bailouts, right? You're not hearing about the printing. You're not hearing anything about that, but you're definitely hearing about the disease in China. You're hearing about the impeachment. You're hearing about Kim Kardashian that couldn't buy KFC or whatever the fuck, and so on and so forth. You're definitely hearing about all that. You know what I mean? Definitely. Front page news. Kim and Kanye. Because again, I can't even go through Twitter without fucking getting some bullshit advertisement. For some BuzzFeed ad. Talking about how Kim and Kanye could not buy KFC. In fact, I'm wasting your fucking time with that now. Or whether it's the fucking new virus of the year. What is it? The flavor of the week over there in China. Which again, I'm not denying. I'm not saying that's not real, but Anyways, we already discussed what I have to think about that. You know what I mean? And so many other things. It's always look over here, never look over here. What's really happening? So again, guys, what we're looking at now here is just it's just dollar bullshit. You know what I mean? And it's only an opportunity to buy. This. You're going to be looking back in a few months and a few years as to like, wow, man, I can't believe I did not buy at this price. And right now, you're looking at this price and you're thinking, wow, it's crazy expensive. Even me, I'm thinking it's crazy expensive. But it's not. You know what I mean? So, that's basically it. All right, I'm going to go. I was going off on a rant there. Non-peer-to-peer decentralization. But again, it did have to deal with this because, again, this is the original decentralized peer-to-peer money. Okay? Silver. I'm showing silver to the viewers out there. Sorry. And gold. Okay? So silver and gold is the original peer-to-peer decentralized money. All right. So let me read the comments real quick, okay, and see what we got. But we're winding this mother effer down. Oh, great. Great. That's a great question that Callie asked me. Question that may confuse, and it's not going to confuse, but thank you for answering the question. Does it cost a fee for me to send you Bitcoin? First of all, you already know that. Thank you for the rhetorical question. The answer is yes. Okay? And if it costs a fee, doesn't it mean that it's not peer-to-peer? No, it's not. That has nothing to do with the one with the other. The thing is, as I already explained earlier, okay, we are on a network, okay? When we send Bitcoin or we're sending any kind of information on this network, we are connecting peer-to-peer. But in order for this network to be maintained, okay, the miners or the other, there's a lot of individuals. Look, John Brown, which is not only a loyal listener, but a loyal follower. He's the guy, he's the one that helped me create the Discord, okay? But anyways, he has a node, okay? What is a node? I'm not going to get too complicated, but basically, he has a computing device that helps maintain the Bitcoin network. Now, again, why outside of the fact of why would John want to do that? There's two reasons. Reason number one, he's a fan. He's an Uber nerd. I'm an Uber nerd. I'm a fan too. I would have one if I could afford it. But basically, the reason, it's all part of like, hey, I want to help support the network, so I'm going to have a node to help support the network. Now, the reality is that not everybody out there that has a node and wants to help support the network, or not everybody that's mining Bitcoin, wants to mine and help support the network for free. They need some sort of incentive. We all need incentive. Okay, basically, as much as I love to do this for free, and I love, chatting and talking to you guys and doing all this, there's a lot of incentive for me doing what I'm doing. Whether it's gaining popularity, whether it's gaining a few bucks here and there, whether it's gaining more clients, because of X, Y, Z. There's a reason why I do this. I need to also get compensated. I unfortunately got to pay for my bills. I unfortunately have bills to pay. I got a living. I got to, I got to eat. I got to pay for horse food. whatever. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, I need an incentive as well to do this. So why I do what I love, and I tell you guys to do what you love, is because, again, it's better to do what you love and get incentivized, get paid for doing what you love, as opposed to doing something you hate and getting paid for something you hate, and the whole thing sucks. Okay, but back to to answering the question. The miners behind the system, the people holding the nodes, the people in the system that are helping maintain the system, they are the ones that get paid the fee. So when you, Cali Picker, sends me money across the network, okay, that network, okay, needs to be maintained. So the people on the network that are already maintaining the network, they say to you, Cali Picker, hey, you want to send this amount of money? We'll send it for you, no problem. But we need you to please pay a tiny fee. Now, the fee will be depending on how fast you want to end transaction. So it's not even necessarily forced upon you, okay? But everything costs something, okay? There's, whether it's costing energy, it costs something. So you can send a transaction for as little as a penny, or you can get the transaction over there like that and pay like $1 or so. Again, I can send $10 million from Mexico to China like that at a snap of a finger, and it's only going to cost me like $80. Okay, if I want to send $10 million from point A to point B through the bank, first of all, it's not gonna get there immediately. It's gonna take many days, and that's assuming that they allow me to do it, and the fees are going to be in the thousands of dollars, and the fees are going to maintain the banking cartel. But in this case, you are maintaining the network. You are incentivizing the people that are helping facilitate the transaction. Now, if you don't like Bitcoin just because of the fees themselves, don't worry. There are other cryptocurrencies that, again, you need to do your homework on. But there are plenty of other cryptocurrencies out there that allow you to transfer value, transfer money, all that stuff. Some are private, all that for minimal fees, and some even free. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you about like a free one, like EOS, or even Dogecoin. You know, people laugh about Dogecoin, but there's a reason why Dogecoin is still around. Okay, or Digibyte. There's plenty of coins out there that allow you to transact and even do micro transactions for people with Sorry. Well, I was about to go on. But anyways, I'm just kidding. By the way, I do microtransactions. I was just trying to be fucking, very crude and rude because I'm a horrible human, all right? But anyways, the point is just that, take that out of context, motherfuckers. Go ahead, clickbait the fuck out of it. What is it? Stay on topic, Homer, Jose. Look, the point is that there's tons of options out there for you to transfer value for free, or pennies, or a penny, or nothing. Okay, so basically nothing. So again, you don't need to pay this, but you can in order to send something like a Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is very, it's like sending gold or silver. Even if you have gold or silver, and I need to send this from point A to point B across the world, there's going to be fees involved. Okay, it's all just part of the thing. Nothing is for free. Maybe in the future, in the world that I was speaking of in yesterday's episode, when we were talking about near zero marginal cost, and we're talking about this future in which our kids are going to benefit from and see and live in. Yeah, at that point, maybe a lot of things will be cost less. A lot of transactions will be fee less. No fees, no cost, no nothing. But at this point in time, there still is a need for these fees and cost, because that's the world that we live in. And now, hopefully, you understand where these fees and this cost is going to. It's to maintain the system, because again, if you have a node or a Bitcoin mining rig, that also costs money. So again, you need to be incentivized to spend your hard-earned money and effort, whether it's on electricity or maintaining the system or whatever. And that's where all that comes in. You feel me? If you were into the Bitcoin mining, into the Bitcoin node world, back in the day, you would be sitting very, very pretty today. But right now, as it stands, if you're like mining Bitcoin, you're probably not going to be making much money, very, very little, because there's so many people on the network, okay? And so many people doing it now. But because of that, that's also why it makes it so decentralized, so powerful, so resistant to censorship, resistant to bankings, resistant to anything and anyone. Because let's just say that the US shuts down all Bitcoin mining, shuts down all Bitcoin everything. It doesn't matter. Everything's still running around and moving, and they can't necessarily block all of that anyway. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. You know what I mean? Hopefully that answered the question. All right. Let me go back to the chat real quick, see if there's any more questions before we wrap it up. Opie, I think Opie asked me, right or wrong, if you have a node, you can send Bitcoin for free. I'm pretty sure, yes, that you can send it for free if you have a running Bitcoin node. I am pretty sure. If you guys want more, an actual definite answer, you can ask in the chat, in the Discord chat, okay? So join the Discord. Here, let me show you the Discord. You can join the Discord, okay? All right, and in the Discord, you can ask here, there's John Brown, ask him, and he has a running node, and he will answer that for you, okay? No problem. Hey, Rent the Cow, how's it going, brother? Long time no see. And Callie, look, you keep asking about the fact that you wonder if Bitcoin in the future is going to have some sort of physical form like a cash dollar, and the answer is no. When we were first starting in the Bitcoin world many years ago, we tried and attempted to have paper wallets and paper money for Bitcoin to help. Yeah, sorry, bro. I don't mean to call you a boomer, but to help boomers like you understand this, and even people like me understand it. But basically, that whole concept of paper money and putting Bitcoin on paper money, it just confuses everything and everyone even more. Again, we're moving into a digital world. We're in the digital world, okay? Basically, that's it. We're in the beginning of the digital revolution, the digital world. So in the future, we're not going to have paper money, but there is a value to having paper money. We all understand that. We already talked about that and how paper money allows you to do transactions without anyone getting in the way. So that's why we need a digital replacement for this that cannot be controlled by an entity, because this is controlled by an entity, but Bitcoin is controlled by nobody. Okay? You follow me? So it's all about getting over the fact that you're not going to use this anymore. Okay, you're only going to be using digital representation that is better than this. Okay, you follow me? And there will be a paper representation of dollar bills like this, but it'll be like QR codes and other things like that. So me as a business will have a QR code up, and that will be the physical representation in which you can pay with your digital money. Okay, you follow? Yeah, so basically, and that's another Cali Picker, because Cali Picker, by the way, you know, I'm glad that you're so into this space, because that's why, you know, you're one of the individuals out there, you know, that I'm doing this for. You know, you're one of the beginners, because I was like, damn, we were talking so much, and I was teaching you so much, me and John, and we were doing so much in the Discord chat. Again, all the links are at the bottom to join the Discord to continue the conversation. But, you know, you were in the Discord and you were basically asking all these questions. And that's when I said to myself, you know what? I should just do a live stream so that I can do this with all of you guys. Not just Callie, but everybody, and keep this going and teach everybody. But, you know, Callie Picker brings up another, another great point, you know, because a lot of people out there are like, oh yeah, we're going to be using Bitcoin, you know, to buy coffee or to do micro transactions. But, you know, the reality is that most likely we're not, because that's just, it's like using silver or gold to buy coffee. It just doesn't really make sense. It just doesn't really, you know what I mean? So, what we're going to be doing is that, in the future, we're going to be using multiple currencies. So you would probably have all of your holdings in Bitcoin, but when you're going to go out and about to make purchases, you would probably, turn your Bitcoin into something else, like how Rent-A-Cow was saying that he turns into Bitcoin Cash, or he turns it into Digibyte, or you can turn it into many other easier to use currencies like Dash, Litecoin, and then with those cryptocurrencies that have even less fees or almost no fees and instant transactions, then with those you would be able to all of a sudden, without a problem, buy coffee and with no fees. Because again, right now, even if you were to buy coffee, you still have to pay, as the merchant, you have to pay a fee for Visa and a fee to the bank. So if you were to all of a sudden use like Digibyte or something along the lines of that, you know what I mean, that or Dogecoin to buy the coffee and you're not paying any fees, then what does that do? Near zero marginal cost. So the marginal cost of the coffee goes down. The cost of coffee goes down. There's incentive for you to use Digibyte instead of using $1. Because again, you already know that these dollars cost you money, because even if you want to get these dollars out of your own bank account, they're going to charge you a fee, right, at the ATM, right? If you're using Visa, they're charging you. If you're taking the cash out, they're charging you. So, but actually, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to find, I have a few videos I'm going to show you so you guys can see where we're at, with the digital, with everything. So, here, let me close this because this is hogging. Okay. So check this out, guys. Okay, we're gonna go right now. I'm gonna go show you guys a video. But this is old already. This is like over a year and a half old. Okay, so you guys can only both of these videos I'm gonna show you. These are over a year and a half old, so you can only you can just imagine where we're at now today with this technology. This is Dash. Okay, they're a cryptocurrency that is basically in Latin America, but mainly in Venezuela. Dash was created in the United States, if I'm not mistaken, but as they saw what was happening in Venezuela, Latin America, and so on and so forth, they saw that this could not be used in Venezuela. This dollar could not be used in Venezuela. Visa banks could not be used in Venezuela. So they're like, oh, well, guess what? We're going to introduce digital money. We're going to introduce Dash into the ecosystem to see how it works. And, again, the rest is history, because they use Bitcoin, Dash, they use all this shit all the time in Venezuela and a lot of other Latin American countries. But anyways, I'm going to show you this quick video of him going to Subway a year and a half ago and buying Subway with Dash. And in the video, you're also going to see that the payment system to take, to use the debit card is broken. So even if he were to have money, like actual bolivars, actual currency, Rob, the Venezuelan money, the Venezuelan dollar, basically he would not have been able to purchase the sub. The only thing that they took was Dash. All right, so let's see.
Guys, you won't believe me, but the guys told me that the fiat POS system right now, the mall is not working in any store. So another reason to use that, the key is okay. So
see, you saw before he bought the sandwich, you go, hey, listen, if you're gonna pay with your bank card, with your Visa, with your anything, we can't give you, we can't sell you a sandwich because the system is down. Not just here, but all over. The whole mall cannot accept, money. They can only accept Dash.
First reason to use Dash and the demonstration that the currencies and cancel this kind of issues.
So that's why the embargo on Venezuela, the embargo on Iran, the embargo on certain countries out there, Russia, that the United States has, put up against them, has not allowed them to use the banking system. So imagine if all of a sudden you can't use your bank anymore. How the fuck are you going to pay for gas, for food, for anything? So again, all of a sudden, that's where Dash comes in. You get what I'm saying? Because as that banking system fails, there's another banking system they can use. Here, watch. I know this is, you gotta watch this. It's not really, but you look how he's paying. You see how he's paying? And look, again, and when you go to China and Asia, you see here where you see the QR code is coming from a phone, and that phone belongs to Subway, and he's paying Subway. But basically, how a lot of people that, in other shops, what they do is they print out the QR code, and that printout is on like a table, and then you scan with your phone the paper.
It's 9.28. So this is the standard for doing send, and you should confirm the transaction in the POS in a few seconds. Ready. Nice. So the payment is
You see? See, look, check it out. Look, you see the ATM. Look, that's where your card would normally go in. You see how it's broken? So, and again, it's not broken. It's just that the United States broke it. That's in Venezuela. See, look. Okay. And now we're going to look at this other video, because another question that a lot of people ask me is like, well, what if the grid goes down? Or what if, you don't have a smartphone? Because a lot of people don't have a smartphone. There's a lot of people in Latin America that only have a flip phone or a dumb phone. A lot of people in Africa that only have a dumb phone. So guess what? This is also over a year and a half ago. So we're going to show you.
Hey guys, here is Arteaga, co-founder of Merchandise.
I'm Referral co-founder of Litecoin. They want to show you how to send Dash easily from a dumb phone. Look at this. Look at this. The screen is broken. This thing is like 12 years old or something like that. We're sending some Dash to Alejandro.
Okay, basically, okay, an old Nokia phone. Okay, like again, back in a really old block Nokia phone. Okay, with just what is it, LCD screen. He's gonna be able to send and receive Dash cryptocurrency.
It's almost ready for launch. I mean, the product's ready, and it's already live in one carrier. The biggest carrier in Venezuela, most of our, it's already working, and the other two carriers should be activated most of those very soon.
So let me repeat. We're going to send that from this download using Dash text to this smartphone. So check it out.
So as you guys can see, I already typed the Alejandro's address in this message, so I'm going to send it to the Dash text number so I can make the payment. Okay, the message is sent. Of course, for security purposes, and if you make a mistake, we send a verification message so they can confirm that you're sending the right amount or to the right address. So it should be arriving very shortly. There it is. So let's check the email.
Hey, remember that sound?
It's right there, confirming the amount. So I'm going to send the verification.
Look, the phone is cracked and everything. Look how old that phone is, man.
In Spanish, that's it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so like everything's done through text messages and like really,
2018.
that's pretty cool, right?
Same number.
So basically, no matter what your income, no matter who you are, where you are, if you're in a little hut in a village in the middle of fucking nowhere, you would still have access to Bitcoin. And another added thing is because you're like, oh, I'm in a hut in the middle of Africa, in a hut in the middle of Nicaragua, basically no electricity, or just very tiny amount of electricity, definitely no internet, definitely no phone signal. So how the fuck can I even receive or send money? Well, guess what? The technology has already existed that they can be sent through radio waves. And you're like, well, what do you mean? Well, basically every phone, everything, no matter how dumb the phone, no matter what, any one of these things, they'll have some sort of really weak radio signal. So what happens is that if you're in a small little village in the middle of fucking nowhere and all you have is the phone to turn on, you can send that money, and that money will bounce to the nearest telephone signal, the nearest the nearest radio signal on a telephone from another phone, and bounce until eventually it gets to a phone, like a smartphone or some sort of phone. That could be a dumb phone, but that phone that connects to the system, meaning that connects to Verizon or connects to whatever, and then boom, it sends the transaction for you. So I'm telling you guys, we're so much further ahead, but you're not seeing any of this shit in the United States. You're only seeing this in places where it's needed, okay? Like Venezuela, like Africa, like Latin America, like Turkey, like, I could go on and on and on.
Let's focus on that's it.
You see, you received it immediately.
First transaction from Dash Text to a smartphone wallet.
Exactly. First, I had to bring it to you guys. It's coming very soon. As soon as one more carrier activates Referral Code.
And by the way, it's already activated. These are very old videos, so this is already, old videos has already been going on. So there's a lot of countries out there, and in Europe as well, that accept cryptocurrencies. You can send cryptocurrencies to your friend in Africa, like that doesn't have any signal, anything in India, whatever, guys. We're there. The future's here. So either get with it or get left behind. Okay, that's basically it. All right. So I think that's it, guys. That's about it. All right. I'm going to end it here. It's been an amazing long episode today. Super great episode. We covered a lot. We did a lot. But it's time to get going, all right? I have a lot to do. So, guys, thank you so much for watching today. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Please leave comments below. Please let me know. Next week, we're going to do another poll. All right? I'm going to see when I'm going to do this poll. Let me see, where was a poll? I forgot where I put it. But anyways, I did a poll. That's how I came about with today's subject matter. You guys decided this is what you guys wanted me to talk about. And so next week, we're probably going to do something similar, and we're going to go from there. So please, if even before I get the poll started, you guys can already reach out to me through Discord, through the comments of this video, and so on and so forth, and start suggesting what you guys want for next week, what the next lesson plan will be, and we can go from there. So, guys, please, you already know where to find me. Go to josearteaga.com. All right, so you can find me. All right, hold on. How do we get there? Oh my goodness. Okay, anyways, go to josearteaga.com so you can find me there. You can find both of my channels. You can find, all of the links as to where I am. I got a brand new podcast, so you can listen to this on a podcast if you're not already listening to it. You find me, again, just search Jose Arteaga pretty much everywhere, and I'll pop up. Here are the links to all my other YouTube channels, my BitChute, my library, my Discord, Instagram, Twitter, email, and so much more. I got to add more stuff here. I know I'm all over the place, but that's basically it, guys. You know where to join me. Also, I got an Amazon link. All right, for any one of you guys out there that purchase on Amazon all out, and you guys want to help support the show for free, if you guys want to help support the show for free, please use this link right here, okay? The link was in the description of everywhere, all right? I'm going to start putting it everywhere. So just, it's an Amazon affiliate link. All you got to do is click there and go about your regular purchases, and I get a kickback of how much you buy. If you buy $5 worth of stuff or $5,000 worth of stuff, Amazon gives me a kickback for, using the link. And it's for free. You have to do nothing. Just go about your regular Amazon purchase, and all of a sudden, bam. You know what I mean? I get free money. All right? Thanks to your regular buying habits and purchases already. So, that's another cool way in which you can help out the show. You can also buy t-shirts and merchandise and all that good stuff. And I'm all over the place, guys. You already know. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you so much for just everything that you guys helped me do. Basically, if it's not for you guys, I wouldn't be here. Wouldn't have an audience. If I don't have an audience, well, I'm just talking to myself, and I'm just, a regular old crazy guy. Now, at least I'm a crazy guy with an audience, and I appreciate that so much. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit that bell icon. But more importantly than anything else, please stay awesome. All right? Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys later. Bye-bye.